we just had this one idea that, you know what, we want to do an AI film festival at a place which is heritage. Royal Opera House is a 120-year-old property.
Combine the most futuristic thing with the most classic.
We raised a crore 20, 1.2 crore.
And you used all of it?
Yeah. The Rolls Royce that we had over there is the top of the line, a 10 crore piece with a golden idol of ecstasy. And why is that there? Just because why? This is being done by this company called LocalHost. And LocalHost has 3 co-founders. Suhas, who's a 18-year-old venture capitalist who sold his company at 15.
What on earth?
Hardeep, whose previous company called The Residency from San Francisco, who's got supported by Sam Altman.
If you think there's a room now to build a platform to host all of these, why aren't you guys doing it?
We're releasing it in 3 days. Think about it as a hall of fame. We just want to create a place where good AI films are going to be presented.
Dude, this
a lot
could
of
be the next
filmmakers.
Netflix.
That is a very desirable, like a moonshot.
When is the first film going to be released in cinemas?
I would say if that happens,
Chandan, how are you?
all good, man. How are you doing?
All good.
The funny part is you're called Subah, but you wake up in the night.
How about we phrase that I start sleeping during the Subah. So I only shut down in the morning. Yeah.
Fair. Sounds good.
I know you from a while back. Do you want to tell that story?
I think a year and a half ago, we wanted to build something internationally in SF. And that's when me and another friend of mine, Hardeep, we both get on a call with you to understand how production works internationally. This is like 2 years, I think. Almost 2 years ago, bro.
Probably.
We just shut down Blue Learn, the previous company. And then I was in that gap where we wanted to figure out something internationally and then tried doing stuff. And right after is when I start the current company that I run, Podcast Circle. That's the story.
Okay, wait. I'm very confused to what exactly you're doing right now.
Okay.
You're trying to build... Wait, I also want to go back to that story, but I'm very ADHD.
Yeah.
So you're doing Podcast Circle.
Correct.
You just hosted the first AI film festival, which was big, right? It made some waves.
But thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you for inviting me. Brought some fucking Chinese robots and a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And then the third, so you have Podcast Circle, film festival, you just hosted, that's done.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to build a startup for micro investments, for startups investing in startups.
So we'll come to that. That's where Suhas, K and Hardeep come into the picture. That's a different thing.
Okay. And then what else is there? Enlighten me.
No. For now, that's
okay,
it.
So
that's all I can announce. Yeah.
These 2 things.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all you can announce. So there's a third and a fourth.
There are.
You and Hardeep were the only legit prospect that ever found me through my Instagram.
No way.
There was just one or two more. But generally, I do not get any prospects that are even close to qualified from my content. It just does not happen. I cancel all the calls. So that stood out. And just to go into that, how did you find me again?
Very simple, yeah. I've been running this thing called High on Tranquility. It's a Spotify original for the last 5 years. From my research days to college days to etc. So, and then right after when Blue Learn, in the last few days of Blue Learn is when I was figuring out what to do next. So, and there are a few people, definitely, I keep scrolling, right? When I was scrolling and I felt your delivery was so good in conversations. And I was like, you know what? I think you're doing something very cool. And that too for the VC market in the US. So venture capital is something that has been exciting me for a while now. And you're doing something for that, specifically in the US. And yeah, I wanted to know more. And then it was like, hey, I think you're doing something cool. I want to catch up.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay, got that. Tell me about how you got funded by Sam Altman at 22?
Okay. So this is a
22
story
years old?
of Hardeep.
Yeah.
I think the right way to start this is by the AI Film Festival that you witnessed. So this is being done by this company called LocalHost. LocalHost and NVIDIA were the title sponsors, and it's a LocalHost event. And Hardeep is one of the co-founders of LocalHost. And Hardeep and I have co-organized this event. And LocalHost has 3 co-founders. Suhas, who's a 18-year-old venture capitalist who sold his company at 15. Hardeep.
What on earth?
Yeah. Hardeep, whose previous company called The Residency from San Francisco, who's got supported by Sam Altman. And he, in fact, was one of the mentors on the board who comes by and then just drops by and then speaks to the kids.
So was the Residency backed by
Sam
sort of-
Altman.
Okay,
It
so
is.
that
It
was
was.
backed by Sam Altman,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Blue.
Not Blue Lan.
Okay.
Out of these three people, there is one more person who's a 17-year-old venture capitalist who sold his company when he's 13. He's called
Do you know how
AI.
insane that sounds? Do you know how out of touch with reality that is?
Bro, you have no clue. Like, there are so many gemstones, but they are just unaware. I mean, we just don't know them.
Yeah.
They're not on mainstream media. They just don't like to be as well. And that fascinates me to go find these people who are doing incredible stuff at an age that is unprecedented in time. And that's what me and Hardeep wake up and then speak about it. Like, so we are currently working on an algorithm which helps us find the best tech talent on the planet using Twitter by the tweets they do.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
that's an algorithm
we're building a model for that
right now.
right now.
So wait, that is the next thing. That's not exactly
That can be the next thing. It's an experiment.
Okay,
right?
that's just on the
We do
side.
100 experiments and one of them works out.
Yeah.
That's
But then if one of them works out, why are you not already building a company that's worth tens or hundreds of millions?
We are. Podcast Circle is one of them. LocalHost, in fact,
So
is
then
one of
why is your attention divided?
very solid question. I think initially we started with so many things, and then what we do is we find this is the niche, and then we go deeper down. For example, the AI Film Festival. Now we know we've done a small MVP. Hardeep has done a small MVP like 4 months ago in Bangalore with 70 people.
That was the hackathon, right?
It's a hackathon. Exactly. That helped us understand that, you know what? If we put 70 people in a room and then give them credits of whatever they would like to use, and then just build in a period of 6 hours, we ask them just one deliverable. You know what? Come and show me the best AI film that you can come up with. And then if yours happens to be the best out of the crowd, we're going to give you a Ray-Ban Meta glasses. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And within a period of 6 hours, people have come up with a few, but not all of them were great enough. Like, most of them are unfinished because 6 hours is not enough time. And that's the learning where we were like, you know what, there is something like in this market we can do. And then we take that learning and then do it at a steroided scale at the Royal Opera House, a 120-year-old property.
Let's go step by step because there are so many different, tangents of what you're working on that I want to dive deep into.
Yeah.
One of them is, let's start with the AI Film Festival.
Sure.
You guys hosted this event.
Yeah.
There were how many attendees?
I think it was around 1,500 people have attended there.
Okay, basically you guys rented out the Royal Opera House.
Yeah.
Got a few very cool name actors and, people in the actual Bollywood industry to come in.
Correct.
And then there was a lot of hype also generated on Twitter before. And I feel like even after, the hype was sustained for a while, right? Which I think is pretty rare in events. Let me start with, do you think that's going to be a yearly thing for you guys now?
Hopefully, that's the plan behind it. So I'll be honest, right? When we started with this, we didn't have any expectations of it. We just had this one idea that, you know what? We want to do an AI film festival at a place which is heritage. Like Royal Opera House is a 120-year-old property and it screams.
Combine the most futuristic thing with the most classic thing.
Exactly. That's the vibe. And you said you witnessed a Rolls Royce, right? The Rolls Royce that we had over there is the top of the line, a 10 crore piece with a golden idol of ecstasy. And why is that there? Just because why not?
Yeah.
We did a lot of, it's a personal favor, so it just came like that for a day. So I'll tell you, thanks to the friends at Big Boy Toys, they happened to have, so we got on a call and then we were like, I told to this friend called Charlie. So Charlie is the head of PR at Big Boy Toys, BBT. And then I tell them that, hey, you know what, this is what we're doing. And I think we have something to figure out. It's like, what do you want? What do you have in mind? It's like, I think, you know what, we can bring in a Phantom, like a Rolls Royce Phantom. And then the next question they have is, do you want a silver ecstasy or a golden ecstasy? Like, that's the choice we had. We are a bunch of, 20-ish folks. I mean, 20-year-old folks. The only thing that we had in mind was we wanted to do this, but we don't know how. Step by step, it's just the people who have supported us, period. And so we were looking for funding because we need a lot of capital to organize this event. And that's where we were going around. And then we get a DM from this founder called Sanket. Sanket runs this company called NVIDIA. And then he invites us over to his office, beautiful office.
You guys know him earlier or first time?
No, that's the first time. He reached out on a Twitter DM, and then we went to his office, and then we knew that he was interested in sponsoring and being associated in some way. He mentioned that on text itself. And then we go there. And then, firstly, beautiful office, great place, everything well. And then we go there, and then he says that, you know what, like a 7-figure number. I was like, that's a done. If you want more, let me know. Generally, how it works is we pitch people, and it happens to be that they pitching us to be a part of it. And that kind of felt very different.
Why do you think he did that?
I had the exact same question, and then when I asked him, why did you do that? He's like, you know what I mean? It's not the first time that people have come to us that we'll do an AI film hackathon. We are an AI video generating platform. I think he just liked the way how we're doing it for the passion of it and not to make money.
I think
Let me be honest, we raised a crore and crore 20, 1.2 CR.
And you used all of it?
Yeah.
How much would you need to do it bare minimum?
Oh, by the way, the Rolls Royce came all the way from Gurgaon and we didn't pay for it. It was just given by BBT. Thanks for them.
I mean, they get their marketing done, right? Like, look at this already. They're getting their thing done.
Bro, very simple. Like, they've done a lot.
Yeah.
We're super happy to. We asked them if there is anything that we can do for them. They're like, no, don't worry about it. And we're like, bro, you know what? No, we want to list you as one of the sponsors and you helped us out. That's
yeah. And we did that?
We did that.
Okay. So how much did it take, bare minimum?
See, Royal Opera House alone takes like 15 to 20 lakhs. And bare minimum is like I could have done in a banquet hall.
Yeah. No, let's say with the Royal Opera House,
Royal
right?
Opera House, yeah.
So, and then organizing the rest of it, tech I don't think was the biggest cost at all.
Yeah.
What else was there?
When you say tech, what do you mean? Like the platform have you organized?
No, tech in the sense like...
the robot?
Paying, like events registration and all that.
Oh, no. I mean, that's Luma. It's a free platform,
yeah.
bro.
And then what about like credits?
Oh.
Bringing those guys
all
into
sponsored.
Hotels.
Oh, so
what would that all
credits? InVideo being our title sponsor supported us. Morphic being our other huge supporter supported us. And then we were like, guys, you know what? For all the participants, like every participant who is a part of it, sure, you are coming in an event where we have huge support from these two companies. But at the same time, if you think you want other platforms, like other subscriptions, feel free to go ahead and we are happy to pay for it.
Yeah.
So we did cover for it.
So what percentage of the participants only use, the sponsors? I'm assuming very few because there are so many tools, right? So like what did all the tools cost? Like VO3 or Higgsfield, etc. I don't know what the folks really use, right? Runway. And then versus, the stuff that was sponsored. And then what would be like the total cost for,
just
first of all, the credits, right? Second of all, because there were incredible films that we all saw. What was the actual cost to produce a lot of those? And then actually flying out the people, giving them hotels, organizing this shit.
We've been extremely precise on how much we spend. We've almost tried to cut as much as possible in spendings. There have been a few teams who've flown all the way from SF, Dubai, and one more country I happen to not recall. And then there are people from teams from three different countries, and then people like 50 people from around the country, around India. Like consider just the logistics of it, just the bringing people, taking care of them is another 20-25%.
Okay.
Yeah. And there are a few people who brought in their CPUs because they're comfortable working with them.
Like their desk. How did they bring that in through a flight?
We figured it out. Like, definitely, I mean, in the cargo, they dismantled it and then held as separate pieces, part of it. And then a few people were from Bombay, so local transport helped us out.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, that's a lot. What was your favorite film?
My favorite film, I mean, definitely the winners are winners. Like, we support them a ton. And there's this film made by Amir and team. Like, this is a team that flew all the way from Dubai. You remember the cube which is speaking? Like a cube that is hovering around and then says, I'll actually show you that video. So it's an AI advanced AI speaks to humans, and then it's a candid conversation between both of them.
Yes,
That
yes, okay.
I think I loved every piece of it. It's cinema.
According to, this is 2025 that we're having this conversation,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
And this was one of the things that the panelists discussed, but I think their answers were not the best. I think they were just either beating around the bush, or they just weren't fully educated with tech, right? Where do you think this stuff is going to go? I think even in 2026, I think a lot of the predictions that, a few of the panelists made were like thinking this stuff is going to come in 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true, personally. I think
You think
that
it's gonna come early?
I think next year.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, definitely next year.
Yeah.
Because the jump from Sora 1 to Sora 2 itself was huge.
Yeah.
And that was done in, I think, 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
I forget. It was either 1 or 2 years exactly. Right? There was a huge difference. And the only thing that they need to correct is some of the jittery movement and the voice. Fuck the voice, because the voice can be done separately. The voice is the easier bit.
Yeah.
So let's just say.
And all the participants they've done voice separately.
That's what
They did.
So voice has to be separate for now. Even if they don't crack voice, right? Even if they just crack Videojan, I think we're very close. Especially with the last film, which was disturbing, right? Where they were the black magic one.
So that is being done by Bharat and team. These guys have been awarded the best cinematography award. We were very, very uncertain whether.
That was disturbing. That stuck with me though. It was fucking disturbing. I'm not
and that's why we've come on stage and then gave a disclaimer.
Yeah, but thank fuck. That stuck with. I'm like, couldn't get the visuals out of my head for a bit.
But just imagine this, right? Like it was able to leave you with an aftertaste. If an AI film was able to do that, it
didn't feel. My biggest concern with the AI films were that it wouldn't feel real. It wouldn't hit me because I know it's AI. That belief was broken, and I think that's the biggest thing I got from the festival.
And I'm proud. Think about it. When you go to theater, you treat a normal film and also an animated film in the same way. It's a different form of art.
Yeah.
Think about the same. When we look at AI films, it's just made in a different tools. The ground reality of it is that there are different nuts and bolts used to build it, period.
When is the first film going to be released in cinemas?
There's AI Mahabharata released like last week, I think 2 weeks ago, on Jio Hotstar or Netflix. I can't recall which platform it was. And then there's one on Netflix that has been completely AI, and there's one on Jio Hotstar which is completely AI. It's just getting started, and the number of films are just scaling up very, 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 very fast. And I think, we're not that far away. I mean, we are already there at AI films, complete AI films on OTT, but AI on cinema theater, the silver screen, I think give it a year, hopefully.
If you think there's a room now to build a platform to host all of these, why aren't you guys doing it?
We're releasing it in 3 days.
It's
it's just a part of the extension to our platform. We just think about it as a hall of fame. We just want to create a place where good AI films are going to be presented. We're going to start with the films that have been screened at the Royal Opera House, and then slowly, soon, we have plans to expand it to just respect, right? Like Razorpay, the company, the payment gateway, has incredible AI filmmaking team. Like their head of design reached out showing some of their work, and that blew my mind, right? Like an ad can be made so beautifully, given that you played out so well, right? It's not so advertising. At the same time, it's fun to watch. And we just want to support. We just want to be like, you know what? There's a great AI film. Go check it.
What's the plan with the platform in the future?
We wanna be a platform which, let me answer it in as vague as possible. One of the reasons why I rushed back to Bangalore is
is that the fourth thing now? Fifth thing?
It's a part of this ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
AI filmmaking festival, the film festival ecosystem.
But is it just going to host the ones that were shown on the film festivals or over?
No. We want to open it out.
Yeah,
right now, we're going to be like, you know what? These are the films that are there, and soon we want to support a lot of
the next
filmmakers.
Netflix.
We have not really thought about that. That is a very desirable, like a moonshot. I mean, everyone wants to build a Netflix for short form. Everyone wants to build a Netflix for XYZ. I
You guys
mean,
might be in the right place for the future, though.
maybe.
Like 15 years from now.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
But you'll need your focus.
Yeah. 100% laser focus on one thing.
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
Okay, that's the AI Film Festival. Karan, anything on the AI Film Festival?
Karan, were you there at the AIR Film Festival?
Not actually. I was a bit occupied, but it was
You
fascinating.
know what? I'll paint a picture for you, right?
Okay.
Imagine you walk into the Royal Opera House. Royal Opera House is a 120-year-old property built by the Britishers, and then they renovated it and then brought it back like 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It feels culture. It feels heritage. Okay, when you say culture, be it Indian culture or Western culture, be it a combination. It's a combination of both the cultures. And the story about us, a fun trivia. So I got to spend a lot of time at the Royal Opera House. Incredible property. And then I was speaking to the staff over there. And then I asked, it's an old property. Are there any ghost stories? And then they said there were stories of people getting slapped by something which you don't know.
Okay.
And
Bro.
this happens on the third floor.
Third floor. I went there also.
So you enter, you see the beautiful property, and then someone checks and then gives you a wristband, and then you walk in, and then while you're walking on the red carpet. We want everyone to feel the red carpet experience because, I mean, it's only the Bollywood who gets it, not us,
Yeah.
right? So we want people to walk in the red carpet, and then there is paparazzi who's clicking pictures, and then if you are there earlier, like at a first few hours, first few minutes, while you're walking, there'll be a bunch of kids screaming and cheering you and then asking for your autograph, etc., etc., etc. So we tried doing things like that. And then while you're walking, we wanted every part of your senses to feel it, that you are at the film festival. So you'll be hearing live jazz band playing at the center, playing at the center of the open area. You enter, you look at your right, and then first you see the Royal Opera House, you see a Rolls Royce with a golden ecstasy just opened up there. And then you see a live band playing. And then you see butlers going around giving you finger food, like micro burgers in a way. And then there is Red Bull cans being popped open and then given it to everyone. Why not Red Bull? I mean, passion builds.
Next sponsor.
Yeah. I mean, they've been supporters already.
Yeah.
And then there is a robot escorting you. Did you see the robot dance?
I just saw it walk.
Is it okay if I pull my phone and then show you a bunch of videos?
Is the guy controlling it?
No.
Okay, that's automatic.
So it's automated, and there is also the guy controlling it, asking to walk, do a dance, and it doesn't. He doesn't over control it. I would say that's what they say, but he's controlling it to a good level.
Yeah.
I mean, you need guardrails.
Yes,
It can't just do whatever it wants.
Yeah. Otherwise, it might be a problem soon.
Yeah, a lot of problems.
When do you think it'll be a problem? If it will be.
A robot doing whatever it wants.
Yeah.
When it can hold and lift stuff. Imagine
that'll be there in a year.
Yeah.
Problems will start.
Automatedly, 100% by its own.
Did you see the new
autonomy.
robot?
Which one?
The home robot.
The
Neo.
white one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
That's right now. It's definitely not there at all. In a year, I think.
But it looks friendly, right? I mean, this looks like
It
this
looks
can run
friendly.
behind you.
Remove its clothes. I don't think it'll be friendly. Yeah, it's wearing clothes. Once you see the metallic,
It's
you
visible.
know. No, it's not visible.
No,
That's
I
the
mean,
whole thing.
If you remove the clothes, like it's titanium body and all.
I'm sure you dig deep enough. It's full titanium and all. Not titanium, but metal pieces. Karan, you had a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
It's more of the media thingy. AI X media, internet cinema, but AI. Okay, so I just want to get clarity upon this thing. Key, I've realized audience, viewers, everyone respects what's rare on internet, not what's high quality, high production or whatever. They respect the efforts and all. What's rare at the end. But with AI, you must have seen this has happened with Shutterstock and all the stock media companies as well. And they had all the log 4K, 8K footages, but nobody cared. Right. The same thing is going to be happening with AI in terms of visuals. What do you think is going to happen in future? Do you think AI is going to help original artists generate original stuff? Because it's difficult since it works on what's abundant on internet. So it can only generate well when it has already seen it multiple times. That's how it works, right? What are your thoughts upon that?
See, what you asked is 5 different things, 5 different directions. 100% every single thing is very valid in the current context where we stand. to start with the idea of Shutterstock and these platforms did have 8K footage, insanely well-produced footage.
Yeah.
But when you think of Shutterstock, I think of images like a white dude standing in a birthday party. Like, it's very stock in a way, right? If that's your impression, if that's your perception about the platform, I don't think a lot of, I myself, it came to me as a surprise a few weeks ago that, okay, these platforms have well-produced content as well.
Yeah.
I mean, my first initial impression was this. Okay,
Yeah.
that's one side of it. Second is, don't you think a lot of people who use Shutterstock are people who are mid to low scale content creators? When I say mid to low scale content creators, in terms of where this content is going to go is on their YouTube channels, not cinema, not TV commercials, not that level, right? Over there, I mean, you can't imagine their normal videos and then there is an 8K video. So the connection part, that's the second thing.
Yeah.
For the main part, how you said it's only the rare content that is not, I mean, things that are rare are not so valued. Or you said cinema is rare, like real art is rare, so people value that.
Yeah.
And something that they get in abundance, they don't value that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You know lab-grown diamonds?
Yeah.
Okay, so something that is rare, I mean, a solitaire is rare. That's how it's advertised, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
By De Beers or everyone. They say that, you know what, this is one of one. This piece of this jewelry, this diamond is one of one. There is a market for diamonds. There is a market for lab-grown diamonds.
Okay, so you are saying there must be an audience. There will be an audience. Of course, we'll double down on the fidelity. They can generate anything. They don't have to stick with pre-shooted hard angles that are already existing.
Think about this, right? Like, we watch a lot of brain rot content. Do we watch a lot of brain rot content?
Yeah.
Day by day. Would we be okay with brain rot content being suboptimally produced, not the best?
That's the question, no?
It is right now, right? And
Yeah.
when animated films came for the first time ever, Pixar came in.
Yeah.
The industry feared with the idea that, you know what, you are replacing our films. Did it actually replace the films? It co-resided with standard original good films and also animated films. All of us have a camera on an iPhone. Every single one of us can be a Casey Neistat. How many of us are a Casey Neistat?
Yeah.
Every one of us have VO3 access. All of us are students and we can get VO3 for free. And how many of us are actually good storytellers and filmmakers using AI? Very few.
Yeah.
If you can make a cinema, you make a cinema using a $1,000 iPhone or a $1 million Arri.
Yeah.
If you want to make a film, you can tell a story with like 500 people being on the set with 100 crores, or with if you're a college student, you can still tell a story using AI tools.
Yeah. I kind of like the fact that I have the exact same thoughts upon
Yeah?
this. Like, we can also shoot a WhatsApp video which forwards in the family groups, and
Yeah, yeah.
Bua reacts art on it, and we can also shoot ad films and high
The
quality
goal is
stuff.
simple, man. Why
Yeah.
can't we democratize storytelling?
Hmm.
Now the question whether this will replace cinema, I don't want to even get into the debate, because I respect 100 people working for a year to make a 3.5 hour film.
Yeah.
And I want it to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that this will be replaced, right?
I feel like human films will become an antique.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I
like
think both of them will still coincide.
Sure, they coincide.
Side.
I'm talking like in the future, it'll become an antique.
Yeah.
In a way, I don't think it's going to follow the pattern of chess,
Okay.
where because robots versus robots doesn't make sense, but films are different.
Huh.
Films is not chess.
So I was just speaking to the founder of this company who makes AI produced films, and they're called Banana Productions. And I mean, the founder opened the company page and then he showed me the crew section. It had 4 AI characters, saying that these characters will be a part of all the films that we make. They're a part of the universe. And in a way, what he's trying to do is he is trying to bring in AI influencers, AI actors and actresses in a way. And that kind of looked okay. I mean, sure, how good it can be. But when I watched the films, they looked great. And I'm very certain that the characters are very close to being simp worthy by a generation. I'm not saying it in a negative way. I mean, I'm saying it in a way that, yeah, I mean, just imagine you own 5 actors who work for you 24/7 making 500 films a year.
So then maybe my prediction is wrong and we won't have human, because you won't be able to distinguish between a human film and an AI film at all.
Right now, you can.
Of course. I'm not talking about right now. At one point, I don't think you'll be able to tell. And then there'll be disclaimer at start. This was handmade. Handmade. You know what I mean?
You remember how in olden times, like,
But
there used to
just
be
be
courtyards.
Yeah.
There used to be courtyards with the king sitting there, and then they see real-time art. There are people who are dancing, people who are singing. Why is it only the richest of the richest can afford? Because it's art real time.
Yeah.
Now, do you see a parallel?
Yeah.
Where
Then that's called drama.
yeah, theater, you mean?
Yeah, theater.
Theater. So that is, I'm not saying like the future will be theater. Like, I'm saying
It's wild, but
human-made things will be valued.
Yeah. If I was to get into AI filmmaking today,
Okay.
right? Because let's say I see the industry, it's going to become big, and I also see some patterns emerging.
Yeah.
How would I get into the AI film making overall as a filmmaker and start making money?
So, give me a profile. How old are you? How long have you
Let's say
been making films?
I'm just about to go into college.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I have like a bit of experience on CapCut, or maybe and that's the limit of my knowledge.
Okay. So you good with CapCut and
I use my GPT here and there.
okay.
I get life advice.
But are you good at telling a story? Forget videos.
mm.
Can you tell a good story?
I guess somewhat.
Okay.
Let's say
if it's a beginner. Sorry.
Let's say the person has a knack for
Okay. Yeah. If he has the taste towards that, I think
how do you build taste if you don't?
a better filmmaker can tell a better answer than me. I think by just the patterns that I see, taste is something that people are gifted by in a way, and then they develop as well over a period of time.
You think it's gifted?
I think it's gifted by a specific level. I mean, if it's not developed, if it's not developed by them forcefully. Imagine you like your Pinterest board looks something XYZ, which the world thinks is more aesthetic than my Pinterest board. It means that your taste is closer to the North Star metric than mine. Imagine you want taste that Gox Art has. You go to the profile,
okay.
Gox, the filmmaker.
Yeah.
Or let's say you want the taste that, let's say, Subah Wadhwani has. Let's say someone like that. Right? So you open a social profile and then you just see a taste. I mean, you can just scroll through content which they like. But tell me, how is it different from Pinterest boards?
Imagine making algorithms open. So if you want your algorithm to be able to be seen by everyone and you could scroll as if you were me and I was the source algorithm, I think that would have some merit.
I would say if that happens, it's an unfair advantage for millions of people. I'll tell you.
To develop what others are thinking.
Exactly. Because what you think is what you consumed.
Exactly.
Right?
And then that's how you develop taste. Because I feel like taste is very much developable, if that's a word.
100%. I'll tell you one example, right? 7-8 years ago, 4 years ago, when I was in first year of college, Instagram used to have this feature where it used to show me what my friends are liking.
Yeah.
You remember those days? And before I used to go to a meeting, I used to, look at the founder's profile and then look at what they liked in the last 24 hours. And then you name drop things and then you...
Oh, you fucking genius. Take my money.
Yeah. I mean, we did that at some point, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah. So, I think imagine the same thing.
Let's say they have taste. How do they get into...
Yeah, they have taste. Honestly, there are... the industry leaders, be it VO3, be it Sora, be it like flagship one single product companies like that. And then there are aggregators like InVideo, Morphic, where they are built on top of multiple tools. For example, using an InVideo or a Morphic will help you tweak between multiple AI tools. For example, you can use a Sora to generate XYZ, which Sora is very good at. And then you can use a Higgs field to do something else. You can use something else to do something else. Now, that is a layer 2. This is one side of it. But if you're like someone who's like just getting started, don't have the money, but you're cracked enough to figure out your way through getting something that you want, there are a ton of open source tools. You can just go figure it out. That's it.
What are the best tools I should start with?
Bro, I would say just go ahead with start playing and fiddling around with Sora 2. Sora 2 is not available in India.
VPN, just use VPN.
Exactly.
Please
Why
use
people
VPN,
can't-
please.
Yeah. I mean, people send me messages saying that, bro, you know what? I mean, Sora is not available in India. I mean, that's
That's a
like a great-
mentality problem, man.
Exactly.
That's a mentality
skill
problem.
issue.
Mentality issue, not skill issue. Fucking they don't, just because it's not surface level, like, oh, I can't access it, I give
Yeah.
up. Whereas people don't try to get their own way in life, which goes way deeper than the
But
problem
honestly,
of not
if you
accessing
think,
Sora.
I think if people want to figure out something, they will figure out something. No doubt.
It's laziness.
Yeah.
Or not, it's just a mentality issue in my mind.
Huh.
But I think we are ready to move past AI and AI films.
I think so.
Ask me, I mean, you're someone who's working in AI films for a while.
Yeah. I do believe in orchestry. The thing that you were saying, ki it's not about models, it's about workflows,
Yeah.
and everyone has their own workflows. Then it's all about orchestry and taste.
For example, Subah likes Premiere Pro and you like DaVinci Resolve, right? Both of you have your own working styles. And the output can be the same, but the way you both of you achieved something is the same. Or the way how I achieve something might be different, but the output is the same.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's just the way how I'm using my nuts and bolts?
Yeah.
Period.
It all boils down to what viewer feels and how fascinated the artist is.
Yeah. See, Casey and I said there's this one of these archived talks by Steve Jobs and Casey Neistat. So there's this talk saying that if someone asks, why are you special? Why can't Microsoft be as good as you? And then the answer that he gives is, if Mahatma Gandhi, Albert Einstein, Nelson Mandela, if people like that, if they are alive and they would choose to use Apple, not something else. And if that is the level of sophistication and confidence that he has over a product, and given that, okay, it's the tool, right? Imagine the same tool. Casey Neistat has this thing saying that a scientist at CERN working on Large Hadron Collider and we sitting in the basement have the exact same MacBook M5, right? And the tools are just the same. It's just depend upon the artist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you what you're gonna come up with.
Do you see any patterns
Of
this and SaaS?
SaaS.
Because it's easier and easier to build SaaS, with AI tools.
Do you still think SaaS as an industry will be existing as the way it is?
Yes, because the majority of people are consumers.
Yeah.
So they
I'm
will still
saying
be...
from the POV of builders.
No, it's so rapidly changing even right now, right?
Yeah.
But I think SaaS as a whole will definitely exist because we use apps, we use, software every day. I think it'll get more and more personalized for sure. So I don't think there'll be like large players because SaaS can just get more and more personalized towards very specific verticals that solve, niche problems.
I was speaking about this exact same thing with a VC in SF, and then they mentioned something like the moment when you pick up the phone and start using it, or let's say you come onto the website,
Maybe there's a new OS altogether.
it's just made for you right there and then being built. And if your parents are using it, it's going to be different. Imagine you're playing Vice City and every turn you take, the world is being created right there and then based upon your taste.
A while away. I feel like this thing it's definitely a lot more futuristic. Definitely there's potential.
Yeah.
I'm saying in the next 2 to 3 years, I think SaaS will just get more and more personalized. You're not going to have a whole ass operating system until AI can literally code like perfect level software at like that, which I don't think is
what we're speaking about is the game is level 5.
Yeah,
let's consider this the personalized workflows are level 3, and level 1 immediately can be like, let's say,
you build a to-do list with one prompt.
Yeah, I mean that's happening right now today.
Sure.
And think about something like my when I open the app, it naturally shows Comic Sans because I love Comic Sans. I hate Comic Sans, but imagine something like you love serif, there is going to be serif. Those small things.
Personal OS is basically what
exactly
there you get that too. Or maybe SaaS will have customizable things where your machine talks to the SaaS and just customizes it for you, and then the baseline code is already existing.
Yeah, exactly.
But what are the patterns you see, perhaps? Because what's happening is right now, I'm not talking about level 5 or level 2 even. I'm talking about right now, as it becomes easier and easier to build software, right? Like anyone can do it now. So can anyone make films. I feel like films might be slightly behind how easier it is to make software right now.
You mean considerably little harder to make a film?
I'm talking about cost of production.
Cost of production, yeah.
So they're both going really, really low. Now, what are the patterns you see, like with SaaS and films?
I would like to compare films with, films and AI films with VFX industry. You remember how India has just become a breeding ground for millions of VFX artists?
And it's fucked, no?
Exactly. Why do you think it's bad?
Because now AI, like, VFX doesn't have a market, like, soon. Because that stuff...
And just remember, that industry has abused talent like anything.
Yeah.
Exploited is the right word. Yeah, to the core in a way that...
And I can't wait for anime seasons. Like, I used to be a big anime watcher. I feel like, be a great time for people to watch anime, because now each season, like anime, it used to come out in 5-10 year gaps each season, because animation is a pain. And now I'm sure once they start adapting this, I don't think they've started adapting it too much in like mainstream anime. I think when they do, the seasons will start coming out like that.
That is one way to look at it. While I'm pro towards it, I don't think I want to be a big fan of it, because a few of these production houses are insanely good with their taste. For example, let me give an Indian context, right? Today, when I see TVF, you just watch 5 seconds of any part of TVF and then you can pinpointedly say that is TVF. And a few, for example, A24, A24, the production company in New York.
Is this the one that just did the ad for one of our clients?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
A24?
No. Yeah.
No way. That's crazy.
I'm not sure, but I have seen A24 all around. I mean, it has...
the moment you look at a A24 trailer, you can say that it's an A24 produced trailer.
Could you tell?
Yeah, it's a movie level thing.
Could you tell before you knew? Like the ad that was very recently made for one of our folks.
Just by looking at it,
Yeah.
I think I can.
You could?
Yeah, it has certain bloom to it.
You knew immediately that this was them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, those taste comes from family houses. And I want that taste to be guarded in a way.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Open that shit up.
Even with AI, you can guard taste.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, you can guard taste. I think
I'll tell you how it
will
comes.
be the thing.
See, you mentioned about this point of where is originality in AI, right? The reason why we have that concern is just because of the fact that the layer 1 bedrock, the training data for these AI tools has been our current content.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But imagine you feed all your 110,000 other videos that you made as a filmmaker, beat the bedrock layer 1 on which you create a guardrail saying that, you know what, I want my films, whatever you create has to be like this. It's exactly like how we train a Claude or a GPT, write this like me.
It's like it would be easier to replicate, not just replicate, to create art styles with a lower data set at the end. I think that's
But my question is, would you still call it art?
I mean, art has certain definitions, but I do feel it depends on how perplexed or how fascinated are you at the end when you see the
How much
outcome?
aha did it give you? You mean?
Maybe
Yeah.
art is a feeling.
How does it feel?
So then
Yeah.
it depends on how you feel.
I agree. Now here comes the question of how much does it feel like art? What I mean by that is,
I have no idea. That's like, how much does it feel like feel?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's think more on these lines, right? Like, it just gets wilder and wilder philosophically.
I don't think people even watching can understand, like a lot of them.
Do you think an end user, someone in tier 3 in India, would actually care whether if it's AI or human generated or
No, because it's survival at that point. Like, they just want to see what's good. They don't care. Like, that's India. Now, if you talk about a, politically left woman with colored hair, perhaps, she would give a shit. She's like, oh no, this is replacing the jobs of animators in Bangladesh, right? I don't care.
Nah.
That's just me. I think it's always survival of the fittest. I think even if jobs are being replaced, they can go and make their own if they really want to, right? Like the least competent people will be out of jobs, sure.
I would say this is just opening a line of huge different set of jobs. I'll tell you, Bahubali, the film.
Yeah, I
The film.
watched it. Yeah.
So the director S.S. Rajamouli?
No.
Have you heard of him? One of the finest filmmakers the country has ever seen.
Okay.
And so he has a team of writers, and some of them, and in fact, one of their writers have been a part of the AI Film Festival. And when we had people like that, and they were supportive for the act of let's experiment and see what we can make before it requires us to wait for 6 months to get an approval of like a budget of 10 crores to experiment something which is possible. Like
this is how most of the AI filmmakers are actually making the money today. They're making these mock films, right?
Yeah.
So films before they're filmed to get the ideation, storyboard approved, and then they go and actually make it.
Imagine this is an MVP before you raise funds for your full snap.
That's the way people are making money, I think, prominently right now, if I'm not wrong.
Maybe. And you have no clue. We were speaking to some of the largest OTT companies in the country, in the world, and I won't name who it is. But in fact, at the Royal Opera House event, when you were there were people from Netflix, Hotstar, Sony, and other platforms as well.
Yeah.
They were there to acquire talent.
Of
Because I'll tell you the problem statement.
But I feel like a lot of these folks weren't acquirable.
Because these guys are artists. They're not commoditized artists.
I spoke to a few and I'm like, yeah, I don't think these guys, like, I mean, I think really great people would still be able to hire them. Like, really great people who are inspirational, who they'd want to willingly follow, right?
Yeah.
At that point, maybe. But I think they're independent houses, most of them.
I would say every single one of the people who participated, our job is done if they become one-man production companies, period.
Why that? Because I feel like a lot of the teams that came, they're not one-man production companies. They have a scriptwriter, they have a traditional...
No, when we say one-man, we mean a very small team, 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think is the ideal pod for that?
Ideal pod?
Because a lot of the viewers right now, they're definitely inspired by AI films.
Okay.
Now they want to start and they're looking in the comment section, be like, okay, who's talented in what area? So I think one, you need a scriptwriter or a storyteller.
Yeah.
Second, you need a guy who's well versed with AI and can generate shit. Third, you need a maybe a traditional. This is optional. Maybe you need these two are essential. Third is a original like film director to direct the guy who's generating the shit to be like, listen, this angle here, and get like that movie, thing to it, because it's not easy to generate.
How important this role is. So Bob Iger's, the CEO of Disney, he talks about a role at Disney called the Imagineers, whose job is just to sit and imagine what people who walk into the Disneyland or watch a film should feel like. That exact thing is what an AI film also wants. Because you're prompting at the end of the day, you want someone to imagine and then think about the big picture. Think about things like you want 20 elephants on 17th floor of Hotel Transylvania. That is possible now. You can imagine and make it happen. You want someone who can push the boundaries and then think in a way that is unthought before. And that's why a role of an Imagineer is very, very necessary.
I just thought about it. Due to the title and thumbnail of this episode, likely
Okay.
there'll be a lot of AI people watching this. So for any of those 3 roles, we are hiring. If you are good, please.
Hey.
Cheap plug. Anyway, I think now we're ready to move on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. What about podcast circle? What is that?
Imagine a supply chain that makes 300 podcasts a month for the entire BFSI of the country, be it HSBC, Axis,
They have
Tata,
podcasts?
HL1, Aditya Birla. Yeah,
HSBC Bank is a podcast.
HSBC has a podcast, and
What
he's the
do
one
they
who
talk-
do it.
What do they talk about?
Exactly. So I'll tell you. Today, BFSI means banking, finance, and insurance. Okay. This sector of India is the bedrock for economics. Right. Today, there is a bank, let's say Axis Mutual Fund. Axis has a mutual fund division which manages like some 20, 30, 40,000 crores. Okay. And these guys keep coming up with new funds where people can invest. People can be a part of that mutual fund. Okay. And when you release a fund, you want more and more people to put their money in. So the people who put their money are called retail investors. The way how you advertise to retail investors can't be very dominance. Like you can't tell them that, you invest in this fund. The moment you do that, SEBI comes and screws your living hell out of you. We've built a supply chain which understands SEBI regulated content and creates that at scale in a way that we can advertise the policies, funds, specialities of a bank or a financial instrument in a very SEBI compliant way.
Isn't the DMU of entering the DMU is like decision making unit, like the complexity of getting or convincing a bank to do a podcast or to become a vendor for a bank, isn't that incredibly high?
It is high. It takes us 6 months to convince them.
How did you get your first client?
Word of mouth, referral.
No. How do you get your first client?
First client?
In podcast circle, right? What was the first one? Was it a bank?
It is a fintech company.
Okay, how did you get them?
So I was during the last stint of BlueLearn, March or April 2023 is the month when BlueLearn's winding up. But I've been doing this podcast for myself for the last 5 years. Like it's called High on Tranquility. It's a Spotify original. And I bring in people like the founder of California Burrito. I think Bert even has come on your podcast, right? Yeah, Bert is a sweet guy, like great friend. So I bring in people like that. I bring in people from the banking and venture capital industry just because of passion. Just because I like talking to people like that, economists and all. So I bring in those people, make them sit, and then just have a natural conversation with them. And some of them happen to be the founders of these companies, and they were like, "Why can you do this for us?" And when I saw that there is an opportunity that can be made in terms of, let's say, I was just tired of running or being a part of a company that runs on venture capital. I want to do something that is break even or profitable from day one. And that's where we started Podcast Circle. And we wanted to build a damn good supply operations chain across the country. Today, 40 studios work with us. And we're across Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. We work with majorly legacy companies to make podcasts. Like the way how your niche has always been VC in the US, we've been looking at banks in the country. That's the thing. You know what my moat was? My moat was, why would a $17 billion company trust a 22-year-old with something that they're going to advertise? That's been something that gave me the kick.
And where is it at right now?
So Podcast Circle today, we operate across 40 properties in the country. Of course, we don't own all of it. Like we partner.
Do you own any?
No.
Okay.
We own 2.
Yeah.
But however, we made it everything like.
Is it like this setup sort of?
Imagine
in different places.
So one of our best studios, which we partnered with, is where Hanuman Kind comes to record music. Hanuman Kind's name is Suraj. So Suraj has his pen name is Hanuman Kind on the screen, and then his name is Suraj. Suraj is incredible as an artist.
It's sort of that meme where what bro calls himself, what bro's name is.
Yeah. So Suraj is a insane personality. Like, so I happen to have a few of common friends with him, and I know him, what he went through, and then where he comes from. Huge respect and the hard work he's put in. So yeah, very simple. Um, one of the studios is one of the best studios in the country. It's where the film scores happen. So uh, in a way, it's a podcast production company at scale. That's what we do for fintech of the country.
You also do like post production.
Yeah.
And,
We
like,
have
you
a
post it.
supply chain for that. We take
You
care of
post it as well.
Yeah.
and all
we
that,
we don't
end to-
post it, but yeah, the
They
companies
post it
post it
normally.
by themselves.
Okay.
And if someone is looking to get into this sector, I would 100% vouch you for the fact that this is a very, very big market for you to be a part of. But given that if you're okay with 6-month delays of convincing them to
Yeah.
get a
The
deal,
decision making unit is very complex, so it takes time.
forget complexity. Just understand that
Takes
they don't get it.
Yeah. One more question is, a lot of times, like, I'm very, very open with a lot of my methods of how I get clients. A lot of my YouTube videos are like, how I closed a 1 point whatever crore client a year, right?
Yeah.
Boom. And then I give a lot of this out. Why do you think, I think you're also pretty open with it.
I'm open with how do we close, where, and everything.
Why, to the audience, if you wanted to explain, like, why are we open?
Why are we open? I think it's the same thing with you. Let me tell you what my hypothesis is. Even after telling the secret, or I mean, we call it a secret. That's not a secret. Even after telling the ways of how me or anyone does it, even if we put it out there, it's the laziness of people that doesn't let them do it.
There will be a few folks who do.
And we respect them 100%.
I think for me, the reason I do one to get more talent because it gets views overall, right? And it inspires people. And then I think the second is that I still don't think, I just think
They just don't do it.
no, it's just futile. Like it's not gonna. Yeah, I don't think anyone comes.
Bro, very simple, man. Like, I think, see, you found your way, I found my way because it's
sorry.
made for us.
The real answer was I forgot about this one. I don't have the zero sum game. So if one guy goes and he closes someone great, he's gonna remember me.
Yeah.
And that's gonna come in handy in the future.
To hire him?
Like, no, not hire him. Like years later, perhaps not even to hire him, but perhaps to invest or he will do me a favor if, the guy becomes prominent and he remembers, oh my God, I closed my first client in this thing. 10 years later, he's doing, venture-backed $1 billion outcome. He'll remember me and I'll be like, if I ever need something, I have +1 and I don't even know the guy, but he knows me.
I think that's a great foot in the door without even knowing the other person. Right?
Yeah.
That's a game changer.
First podcast circle. Tell me about this private equity thingy where you're enabling or you're building something where you're trying to enable startups to purchase into other startups. Because I've been trying to get into angel investing.
You know Peter Thiel, right? So the entire thesis of Peter Thiel figuring out where he can invest is just by pure, untouched, raw talent, which is just not recognized yet. Okay. Ritesh Agarwal, the founder of Oyo, has been supported by the Thiel Foundation in the first initial days and a lot of other folks as well. And that was just possible because he has his guards and visors open to just be open to find those cool folks. And even Y Combinator today has done the exact same thing. And every person for whom money is not a problem to hire the best talent, hiring the best talent is a problem. It's something that we've been discussing as well, right? The problem that we have is, I mean, especially something that you resonated very strongly is that the only job we do is find good talent and then invest. Bring them in. Agreed?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
That's all I do.
So, fair. And for that exact same thing, so the friends at LocalHost, I mean, it's called LocalHost as a company. The three people that I mentioned, Hardeep, you've met Hardeep, and then Suhas and K, the 18 and 17-year-old. And the North Star metric is find those talents initially And then if we can support them in any way, we can.
How do you find the greatest talent?
Here's the interesting part. They do something called a hacker house. You know, in SF or in the US, there is this concept of a hacker house where people who are like-minded and who are builders, they just
You're
huddle
basically
together.
describing LocalHost right now, right?
Exactly, yeah. And the goal is to bring the same model, try to do the same thing in India.
Yeah.
And we did that 5 months ago, and one of the reels got like about 25 million views.
Any great outcomes from
Any great outcomes? It just opened up, the visor to 10,000 other people who are building, and out of which the quality is always like a small portion. So there's this friend called Demant Reddy. Demant comes from a very, let's say, not a lot of backing, right? And then he has this interesting part. Let me explain. You know Sarvam AI?
No.
Sarvam is a multi-billion-dollar company. Imagine they're like the voice agents company.
Okay.
Like you speak to AI and then the AI speaks back to you and it's a voice agent. And imagine a company that does this with government backing, Indian government backing. And
Indian government backed them?
yeah, I mean, supported them in a
Okay,
way.
okay.
They gave them a subsidy for X number of GPUs, for 100 crore GPUs, etc.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of this information is publicly available, but yeah. So that company, huge respect because they put Indian AI ecosystem on the global map.
Are they the one there's recent buzz about?
They've been in the buzz for a while.
Okay.
They are on the buzz all the time. Huge respect to them.
There was this one company, is this not the same one, right? That just started benchmarking among the top few?
I'll come to that.
Okay.
Because this story is about that.
Right.
So, Demant Reddy comes up with an AI model. He's a 2-people team. Comes up with a voice agent. And then that outperforms the living shit out of every single model out there. And it's in the global top 20 chart.
This is maybe what I was looking at, and I
Yeah.
didn't pay too much attention to that,
And
right?
that is supported and that came through LocalHost.
Okay, so that was built
In the hacker
that-
house.
Okay, and they haven't raised apart from like, a little bit of
LocalHost has
subsidy?
put in some X amount, which I can't disclose
Yeah.
of. And now he's almost closing.
How big is the team?
Now,
Yeah.
I think less than 6 to 7 folks.
And how much is he closing? Is he in a
Raised.
right now?
He raised the radar of $1 million plus,
Okay.
$1 million plus. And he's a 23-year-old guy.
Why do you think funding and confidence is so low here?
Funding and confidence? Sorry,
Yeah.
confidence in funding.
Yeah.
Okay.
For what he accomplished
Huh.
with the benchmarks and, beating outperforming other models,
Huh.
doesn't the funding seem like so little when compared to in other places?
Think about this way. The mindset of operating from India is what changes a lot of things because the cost of a lot of things is lesser compared to the global scale.
Don't you think we got to spend at that global scale though?
I mean,
have
do you
full
still,
outcomes?
okay, see, you have the best of the best talent here. Do you end up paying $150,000 a year? Very unlikely, very little. I'm saying the chances of that happening, yeah, sure. For a CTO, maybe. But on the other side, for a CTO in the US, you end up paying, bro, I'll tell you, I have this friend called Sudarshan. He runs his company. And then he offered $350,000, $450,000 plus ESOPs. Just because he wants the best of the best.
Sure.
And that happens in the West. Does it happen in India?
I think it needs to happen so that we can attract talent from the West as well.
He is
Yeah,
building it in the West.
Basically. That. But I'm saying maybe the inverse needs to happen as well.
The inverse needs to happen, and that's when I'll tell you, Sankit, who's one of our supporters, it's his mentality as well. He's like, you know what? I don't want to pay it on Indian standards. I want to pay what they deserve, what I feel respected to them. That's a great mindset. And there's one more example that I'd like to give. I forgot. More than money, people working in these large companies are just genuinely motivated in doing what they want to do. Do you remember how when we were young, there used to be these claims that, you know what? Oh, a job in Google. People are getting paid like 3 lakhs a month. That's crazy. Now, why did that happen? Because Google, I mean, they want the best of the best. I'm talking about 15 years ago. They were able to get the best of the best. And that's when Google became the Google, right? And same philosophy, if you want to bring in the best of the best folks, the last thing they were thinking about is money, right? What do you think?
What I was thinking of is like, how do and then, for global outcomes, like, one, do you think, okay, I think there is enough Indian talent to build global outcomes. But is it the easiest to get the best of the best Indian talent
It's not.
at any given time? No, I think you need to open up.
And that's exactly why LocalHost does these retreats.
Makes sense. And then they have these retreats from all over the world, I'm going to guess, right?
Yeah,
And people
yeah.
come from everywhere.
So I'll tell you, LocalHost invests in college startups as well, between 1 lakh to 5 lakhs as a grant, just like that,
Yeah.
without any equity. A lot of us come from privilege, right? Like you
can just say nepotism if that's the case. Like,
no, nepotism
okay,
is not the case.
okay.
So when I say privilege, I mean we had access to things which not a lot of people did.
Sure.
Right now, because of the connections network, etc., etc., etc. And imagine someone leveraging that so much and just being relentless at giving. Imagine someone just writing a check of $5,000 for you to, let's say, for someone who never traveled outside the country. You give them a $5,000 check and then be like, you know what? I think you should go to SF. That happens in that happens in LocalHost, just because the bet is taken on the founder.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is something where in 2 months there is something that we are building. It's called the Tech and Media Labs, AI and Media Labs. Imagine people who are genuinely passionate, and then there's a property. People just relentlessly keep building.
Is then LocalHost restricted to like tech talent mostly? Tech companies?
Initially we were. Initially LocalHost is. And then right after that, the media wing of it is going full blown as well.
Right.
Media and the events community wing is what you had a taste of. The venture capital wing is where heads down we have a legendary team, that is Suhas and K leading that entire thing, and then this division is completely led by Hardeep.
Is the AUM disclosable of LocalHost?
We've raised the deployable capital of $1.5 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Through the marketing itself, can't you guys do like a lot more? Because
Sorry?
now you guys have like marketing around it, right? And most, like a lot of new gen VC funds, all they really need is the distribution. You guys have that.
I agree.
Especially of the youth. And in alternating countries, technically.
I have a question for you. If I'm a traditional VC, my typical market will be people who have already accomplished and people who want to raise people who are like 30s, 40s, and who want to raise, let's say, $2-3 million for their company, etc. But imagine if I'm a 17, 18, 16, 15-year-old who wants to raise funds for a company, and I have access to internet, and the only thing is a barrier is they not asking how to raise funds. And I think it has to happen organically, given that we will advertise, we will market a little bit, but not too aggressively. What do you think about that?
I think you guys do a lot of, at least there's good marketing, because
you see, all that marketing is because of organic.
And that's also because you guys are doing these houses, right? I think in disguise, LocalHost is just, at least the business model of it, is just the investment side that's going to pay off in the long term, right?
That is true.
So, and then the hacker house is the marketing and a fun thing because you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. I think we've done enough hacker houses around. Delhi, the Delhi house is the last
experience from the residency coming in here.
Exactly.
What caused that switch? This is a question for Hardeep, obviously. But so what happened there?
Residency is doing incredibly well financially as well.
Backed by Sam Altman.
Backed by Sam Altman, yeah. Again, like, it's doing a $1.5 million in ARR just by something that's being run by a bunch of super young folks.
What's the margin there?
I'm not sure of that.
Okay.
Hardeep is the right person to answer that.
Yeah.
So the direction that he sees for residency is something else, and LocalHost is something else, and that's the point where he came, where he completely switched the game. That's the thing.
Okay, so this is the long-term vision on this.
Yeah. That's an independent entity. That's
whatever. That's more for Hardeep, probably.
Yeah. But I would say if you happen to know someone who is building something genuinely heads down, incredibly good out of their passion, and who's already run a small test run of it. a lot of people say that, we are not able to execute our ideas because of funding. But if they really want to execute,
They'll find funding. I don't think that's a problem. I think you got to find the folks.
Even before that, they can just run a small experiment with zero investment.
That's the type of people you really want to find, but those aren't easy to find.
Yeah, that's our job.
Yeah, of course. So that's
our goal is to find people like that.
And then you do that through applications.
Do you think we've got good amount of people like that from the AI Film Festival? For media.
For media?
For media.
I think probably a few.
Yeah.
A few,
there you
for
go.
sure.
There you go. See, we had...
But then those folks, can you invest in them?
Yeah. We are actually doing that as well. So, I was just coming from a VC call. And this founder has raised so much that he wants to invest in films. So, okay, to name a few, Banana Productions is someone that is looking to invest. Boundless VC by Natasha is someone who is looking to invest into films, into production houses, into companies.
That's new, right?
Very, very new.
Because I haven't heard of people investing in media like that as a venture.
Imagine a VC investing. Yeah, exactly.
Where's the scale? Oh, the scale will be possible because cost of production goes down. They can do a lot of fucking films.
Yeah.
But then you need to be really, really good
Yeah.
at selecting these production houses because there'll be only a few who rule the world.
Yeah. But think about this. This is still,
or I might be wrong.
Unclear.
There might not be a few. There might be many, but then it won't be enough for a scaled outcome. It needs to be.
I think this is an industry I'm still thinking of. I'm still imagining what's the right way to see this. Because I don't know. This is something even we are figuring out step by step. To pinpoint and then say this is how the world will look like 5 years later from now, we don't know. We are here to figure it out. That's it.
Did you go to college?
I went to college.
Would you go again? If you were, going back? Today, in today's world.
Depends on which college it is. If that's the college that will give me network that I would...
Okay, let's say IIT.
Which IIT?
I don't know all that, man. I know the difference.
Bro, I'll tell you, we hired a person from IIM in Podcast Circle. We fired him in 3 days.
Fine, I could be culture fit, whatever, right? It doesn't say.
Not the culture fit, the skill issue.
Sure.
I'm saying
anomaly, whatever. Would you go or not?
The friends that I have from IITs, or let's say some well-known institutions, if I get to be a part of their class, 100% I would. Okay, I'll tell you. I would go for it if I was in a serious discipline. Let's say if I was in pure sciences, if I was in computational math, etc., etc., etc. If I want to do stuff like that, I would 100% go seeking guidance from one of the best researchers in the country. I would do that. But if I'm in disciplines that are more artsy, more things like that, I would say it's the network that I'm going for and maybe for the environment that it's providing.
And then...
Definitely not for careers.
If you weren't going, how do you start?
Sorry?
If you weren't going?
If I...
what's the one thing you would do?
Fail a lot.